just start you off, there is a skill shop on the screen. You can either pause this and copy it out, or there is a version of this on the school website if you would like to download and print it off. But please stop the video, complete this task, and then come back when you are done. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to be looking at some fluency number bonds again. So yesterday we did up to 4. So today we're going to be looking at 5 and 6 number bonds. So if we're working systematically, our number bonds are going to start with what? Our number bonds are going to start with 0. So if we've got 2 parts, our first part is going to be 0, and our other part is going to be how many? If our whole is 5, our other part is going to be 5. So 0 and 5 together make 5. So our first number bond is 0 plus 5 more equals 5. Next, our next number bond is going to be, systematically, we just did 0 plus 5 equals 5. So our next number bond is going to start with 1 plus how many more? One part is 1. How many is in my other part? My other part is 4. So one part is 1, one part is 4. The whole is 5. Or we could say that 1 plus 4 more equals our whole, which is 5. This time, we're going to start systematically. So our next number bond is going to start with 2. 2 plus how many more equals 5? So one part is 2, one part is 1, 2, 3. Our whole is 5. So one part is 2, one part is 3. The whole is 5. 2 plus 3 more equals 5. Fantastic. What is our next number bond? So that time, as we start with 2, systematically, what number are we going to start with next? We're going to start with 3. Our next number bond is 3. You can do this along with me and make sure you send us in a video of you working through your number bonds for 5 and 6. So our first number bond is 3. Our first part is 3. Our other part is 2. And our whole is 5. We can also say this as 3 plus 2 more equals 5. What is our next number bond? That number bond started with 3. Our next number bond is going to start with 4. Our first part is 4. Our other part is how many? Is 1. The whole is 5. So we can say 4 plus 1 more equals 5, or we can say one part is 4, one part is 1, the whole is 5. So if that number bond started with 4, what is our next number bond going to start with? Our next number bond is going to start with 5. So if one part is 5, the other part will be 0. So 5 plus 0 more equals our whole, which is 5, or we can say one part is 5, one part is 0, our whole is 5. So those are all our number bonds to 5. We're just going to look now at our number bonds to 6. Let's check we've got 6 counters here. You might want to pause this video and join in with this one and get 6 objects to do your number bonds to 6 with. So pause this video, get yourself 6 objects, and then come back. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our whole is 6. What is our first number bond going to be? What does our first number bond start with? Our first number bond is going to start with 0. So in our first part, I'm going to put 0 counted. In our other part, I'm going to put how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So one part is 0. One part is 6, our whole is 6. We could say 0 plus 6 more equals 6. Fantastic. So our first number bond started with 0. What is our next number bond going to start with? Our next number bond is going to start with 1. 1 plus how many more? 1 plus how many more? We've broken our 6 into 2 parts. One part is 2 and one part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One part is 1 and one part is 5. We could say 1 plus 5 more equals our whole, which is 6. So that number bond was 1 plus 5 more equals 6. What is our next number bond going to be systematically? If we just did 1 plus 5 more, this time we're going to start with 2 plus how many more? Well, we've taken off 6 counters, we've split them into 2 parts. One part is 2, the other part is 1, 2, 3, 4. One part is 2, one part is 4, the whole is 6. We can also say that one part is 2 plus 4 more equals 6. So that number bond started with 2. 2 plus 4 more equals 6. What's our next number bond systematically going to start with? Our next number bond systematically is going to start with 3. 3 plus how many more? If one part is 3, the other part is 1, 2, 3. So 3 plus 3 more equals 6. Or we can say that one part is 3, one part is 3, the whole is 6. Let's speed up a little bit. Let's go for our next systematic number bond. Can you think what that is? Our next systematic number bond is going to start with 4 because we just started with 3, so now we're starting with 4. So one part is 4, the other part is 2. So 4 plus 2 more equals 6, or we can say one part is 4, one part is 2, the whole is 6. Fine, let's go a bit further. So we just did 4 to start our number bonds. This time we're going to use this many. How many is our next number bond? If we just did 4 to start, this time it's 5. 5 plus how many more? We've got our 6 counters. We're split into 2 groups. One part is 5. The other part is 1. 5 plus 1 more equals our whole, which is 6. One part is 5. One part is 1. The whole is 6. What is our last number bond? We just did 5 plus 1 more equals 6. Our last number bond is going to start with 6 plus how many more? How many more? 6 plus 0 more equals 6. Fantastic. Okay. Right, so we have been looking at using a part-whole model in subtraction. So we're going to carry on doing that, but we're going to use this time pictures to represent the different parts in our number sentence. So to start with, this time, this says that my whole is 8. So let's double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The whole is 8. I want to find out if I take away the red counters, which is the first part from my whole, how many is remaining? So how many is left? So 8 is my whole. Subtract, this is our subtract symbol right here. 8 subtract, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 subtract my first part, which is 5. 8 subtract 5 equals, what is my remaining part? How many are left? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. My remaining part is 3. So 8 subtract 5 equals my remaining part, which is 3. So when writing this in a number sentence, our whole doesn't go on the other side of our addition, the other side of our equal symbol. It goes at the start of our subtraction section. So our whole from our part-whole model always goes at the start of our 2 parts of our subtraction. So 8 subtract 5, or 8 take away 5 equals our whole, which is 3. Let's have a look at another one. Oh, let's try this one together. So it's telling us that our whole is 7. So 7, let's count that and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our whole is 7. So I'm going to put my whole down here. Oh, but that's not right, is it? Because that's one of my parts. And this is one of my parts. Where's my whole? My whole is this one because my 2 parts point to my whole. My whole is 7. 7 subtract my first part. So my first part I'm going to look at as the red counters. My first part is 1, 2, 3. My first part is 3. 7 subtract 3. And I'm going to write that in my number sentence. So 7 is my whole, subtract 3 equals, now I want to find my remaining part, because this is where my remaining part lives, on the other side of the equal symbol. So 7 is my whole, 3 is my first part. What is my remaining part? That is my blue counter. So let's have a count of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 is my whole, 3 is my first part, 4 is my remaining part. My remaining part goes on this side of my equal symbol. Brilliant. Let's have a look at another one together. Oh, I've not got anything written in my number sentence this time, so I need to count them all together. So let's count out, I'll up all the counters to find out our whole. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My whole is 8. And my whole in my number sentence goes at the start of my addition symbol, my subtraction symbols. My subtraction symbol is here, and my whole is going to go before my subtraction symbol. So 8 subtract. So 8 subtract my first part. So I'm going to find my first part by counting how many blue counters I had. So my blue counters on my first part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My first part is 6. 8 subtract my first part, which is 6. When writing that in a number sentence, we're going to write my whole, which is 8, then my subtraction symbol, and then my first part, which is 6. 8 subtract 6 equals, this is my equal symbol, my remaining part. And how do I find my remaining part? I need to count how many counters are remaining. So it's 1, 2. 8 subtract 6 equals my remaining part, which is 2. So go to those. 8 subtract 6, or 8 take away 6 equals 2. Fantastic. Oh, we're gonna do this one together, and then I'm gonna want you to do this one on your own. But let's start with this one first. So, what is my whole, and where does it go? So to find my whole, I need to count all my counters together. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm doing careful counting because I'm touching every counter as I count them. So let's do that again and touch every counter to do careful counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My whole is 6. In a number sentence, the 6 is going to go before the subtraction symbols. My 6 is going to go here. 6 subtract my first part is asking for next. My first part, and my first part this time is the red counters, because the red counters are coming first. So let's see how many we are subtracting. 1, 2, 3. So my first part is 3, so I'm writing 6 subtract 3. 6 subtract 3 equals my remaining part. And how do I find my remaining part? I count what counters are left. So this time it's my blue counters that are left, and there is 1, 2, 3. 6 subtract 3 equals my remaining part, which is 3. So here is my remaining part, here is my whole, here is my first part, and here is my remaining part. Fantastic. I would like you now to pause this screen, have a go at this one on your own, and come back for us to check it together. Off you go. Fantastic. So to start, we need to find our whole. So I'm going to count my whole. So let's count all the counters together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My whole is 7. And my whole, this is my part, this is my part, that's my whole. In a number sentence, I put my whole before my subtraction symbols. My whole is going there. 7 subtract. Oh, what is my first part? Well, here I can see that my blue counters are my first part. And how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7 subtract my first part, which is 4. So my first part is going to go here. 7 subtract 4. 7 subtract 4 equals my remaining part. So what is my remaining part? Let's have a look at my counters. So I've already subtracted my first part. My remaining part is my red counters. I know there's 1, 2, 3 red counters remaining. 3 red counters remaining. So 7 subtract 4 equals 3. If you've got that right, give it a tick. Make sure you send in your work at the end of this lesson. Oh, let's have a look at this one. So this time it's slightly different. So instead of having blue and red counters, we've got ice creams with flakes and some ice creams without flakes. So I want to find out how many ice creams do not have a flake. How many ice creams do not have a flake? This is telling me that my whole is 6. This is saying we've got 6 ice creams all together. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 ice creams all together. 6 is my whole. This is now telling me that 2 of my ice creams have flakes. 2 already have flakes. Let's count. 1, 2. 2 of my ice cream have flakes. So my first part is 2. What is my remaining part? How many ice creams are left that do not have flakes? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ice creams do not have a flake. So 6 subtract 2 equals 4. Let's have a look at another one. This time, I want to know how many flags have a heart on them. How many flags do have a heart on them? So this is saying that in total, I have 8 flags. Let's just count that and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 flags in total, and I'm going to write that into my part-whole model. My part-whole model is slightly facing a different way, but I know this is my whole because my 2 parts are pointing to it. So my whole is 8. 8 subtract 3. So 3 is the amount of flags that do not have a heart on them. So let's have a look. Flags that do not have a heart. 1, 2, 3. 3 flags do not have a heart on. That is correct. So my first part is 3. What is my remaining part? How many flags do have a heart on? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My remaining part is 5. 8 subtract 3 equals my remaining part, which is 5. This time we've got some bunnies. I want to know how many bunnies do not have a tail. How many of my bunnies do not have a tail? Well, first of all, we need to know what is our whole. So my number sentence says that my whole is 5. Let's just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to put 5 into my part-whole model, which is my whole. I know this is my whole because my 2 parts are pointing to it. So my whole is 5. My whole is 5. Now, my first part, if I want to know how many bunnies do not have a tail, first of all, I need to know how many do. So I need to count all the bunnies that have a tail. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. 3 bunnies do have a tail. My first part is 3. So 5 subtract 3. My remaining part now is how many bunnies do not have a tail. So my remaining part is 1, 2. My remaining part is 2. 5 subtract 3 equals 2. Oh, this time we're going to try and do the owls together, and then you're going to have a go and do the teacups on your own. So I want to know how many owls have a hat on. I want to know how many owls have a hat on. So first of all, we need to know how many owls there are all together. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 owls all together. 5 owls all together. So we need to take away all the owls that do have a hat on to find how many don't have a hat on. So my whole is 5. How many owls have a hat on? Well, there's 1 there with a hat on, and there's no more. So my first part is 1. So 5 subtract 1 equals, this is the amount of owls that do not have a hat on. So let's count them. 1, oh, let's start over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 owls is my remaining part that do not have a hat on. So 5 subtract 1 equals my remaining part, which is 4. I now want you to have a go at this one on your own. Pause your screen. I want to know how many teacups do not have a flower on. How many teacups do not have a flower on? Pause your screen, complete this one for me, and come back when you are done. Fantastic. So let's work through this together. So we want to know how many teacups do not have a flower on. So first of all, how many teacups do we have all together? This number sentence is saying it's 3. Let's double check that. 1, 2, 3. Our whole is 3. Our first part is how many teacups do have a flower on. So how many teacups do have a flower? There's 1 there. I Can't see any more. So 1 teacup has a flower. If 1 teacup has a flower, my first part is 1. What is my remaining part? How many teacups are left without a flower? Let's have a look. 1, 2. My remaining part is 2. 3 subtract 1 equals 2. Fantastic. If you've got that right, give yourselves a tick. Make sure you send your work at the end. What's a very good tick? Let's do it again. There we go. Okay, this time I want to know how many flags are there without stars? How many flags are there without stars? So first of all, what is my whole? Let's count our flags all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 flags all together. My first part is going to be how many flags do have stars, because I'm trying to find out how many are without stars. So how many flags do have stars? Let's count them. Oh, I need to put my whole in my number sentence, but my number sentence has changed around. So my number sentence is currently incorrect because it's meant to have a subtraction sign in there. So let's quickly change that. My number sentence has now got the remaining part because it's subtraction at the beginning. So my remaining part is at the beginning. I need to look for my subtraction symbol. I know that my whole goes before my subtraction symbol. So my subtraction symbol is here. My whole in subtraction goes before my subtraction symbol. So let's have a look. We've got 10 flags all together. How many flags do have stars? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 flags with stars. My first part is 4. So 10 subtract 4. Now we're looking for my remaining part. How many flags are there now left, which is my remaining part? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 flags remaining. So 6 is my remaining part, which is going to go on the other side of my equal symbol. So 6 equals 10. Subtract 4. So my whole is going to go before my subtraction symbol. My first part is going to go after my subtraction symbol, and my remaining part is going on the other side of my equal symbol. So there are flags without stars. I know there are 6 flags without stars because 10 subtract 4 equals 6. Fantastic. This one we're going to do together, and then this one you're going to have a go at your own. So let's try this one first. So there are how many girls without bows? First of all, we need to find the whole. So let's count them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 girls all together. And 7 in my number sentence is going to go before my subtraction symbol because that is my whole. 7 is my whole. Now my first part is going to be how many girls do have bows, because I'm trying to find out how many don't. So how many girls do have bows? So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 girls with bows. So 7 subtract 4 equals, what is my remaining part? How many girls are there left without bows? 1, 2, 3. So 7 subtract 4, or the whole is 7. One part is 4, the remaining part is 3. 7 subtract 4 equals 3. There are 3 girls without bows on. Brilliant. I would like you now to pause your screen and have a go at this one on your own. I want to know how many cakes there are without cherries. Can you please complete the part whole model and the number sentence before coming back, and we'll look at it together. Fantastic. Okay, so to start this, first of all, we need to know what a whole is. For a whole is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our whole is 8. So I know that this is the whole in my part whole model. And in my number sentence, I know that my whole goes before the subtraction symbol. So my whole goes here. So my whole is 8. So I want to know how many cakes there are without cherries. So to find out how many without cherries, I need to count all the cakes with cherries. Let's count all the cakes with cherries for our first part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 cakes with cherries. That is our first part. So our first part is 5. I want to know what the remaining part is. So how many cakes do we have left without cherries? There is 1, 2, 3. 3 cakes without cherries. 3 is my remaining part. There are 3 cakes without cherries. If you got that right, give yourselves a tick. Make sure you send it in at the end so we can give you we can send you lots of praise and be really, really impressed with you. Fantastic. Oh, this is a bit different. So this time it says there are 9 mugs altogether. 4 of them are red. The rest are blue. How many are blue? So this here says that in our number sentence, it also says that the whole is 9. So it's saying that altogether there are 9 mugs. 4 of them are red. So 4 red ones are first part. 4 red ones are first part. We want to know how many are blue, which is our remaining part. So I know I have 9 mugs altogether. I could colour these in red. That's one way of doing it. So I know that 4 of these are red. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that those 4 are red and they are the first part. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest are blue. So I know that 9 subtract 4 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 blue mugs because 9 subtract 4 equals 5. 4 of the red mugs are red. 4 of the mugs are red and 5 of the mugs are blue. And we can do this. But also, if you're struggling to do this, you can still use your part-whole model. So I'm going to look at this in a part-whole model. So I know that my whole is 9. My whole is 9. My first part is how many red mugs I had. And I know that I had 4 red mugs. And my remaining part is how many mugs are blue. And I know I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue mugs. And that helps you complete your number sentence down here. Let's have a look at the next one. So this time, there are 6 balls altogether. 2 of them are red. The rest are blue. How many are blue? So there are 6 balls altogether. So 6 is my whole, and 6 is already written in my number sentence before the subtraction symbol. So 6 balls altogether. 2 of them are red. So I know that this one is red, and I know that this one is red. So they're my first part. I'm going to take those away. 1, 2. So 6 subtract 2 equals my remaining part. So how many balls are left? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 balls left, and there are 4 blue balls. So 4 equals 6 subtract 2. Fantastic. Let's look at another one together. So this time there are 4 hats, not mugs, hats all together. 1 of them is red. The rest are blue. How many are blue? So in my number sentence, I know that there are 4 altogether because 4 is just before my subtraction symbol. 1 of them is red. So I know that this one is red. So we're not counting that one, we're subtracting. So 4 subtract 1 equals how many of them is blue? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. 3 are blue. So I know that 4 subtract 1 equals 3, or in this case, we're going to say it 3 equals 4 subtract 1. Oh, and just a slightly different problem to look at. So this is a little bit trickier, this one. In total, there are 7 counters. How many counters are in the bag? So I know that my whole is 7. So once we show it in a part-whole model and in a number sentence. So in total, there are 7 counters. So I know that my whole is 7. 7 is my whole. I can see this many counters. So I know that one of my parts is this many. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know that my first part is 6. So altogether there are 7. 7 is my whole. My first part is 6. How many have I got in the bag? Well, that's difficult, but I can draw that out. So if I draw out 7 counters for my part but whole model, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know that 6 I can see in my first part, so I can cross out 6. 4, 5, 6. There are 6 in my first part. How many are in my remaining part? Well, I can see there is just 1 remaining, so my remaining part is 1. And how do I write this in the number sentence? So I know I put my whole before my subtraction symbol. I know I can see 6 of the counters. So 6 is my first part, and I know my remaining part, therefore, is 1. So 7 subtract 6 equals 1. Brilliant. There are now on the screen some sheets for you to work through. I would like you to complete these and then email them in to us. Pause on each screen if you need to, or all these sheets are on the school website. Thanks very much, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more maths. Fantastic, year 1. See you tomorrow. I hope you have a nice day.